Hi, welcome back to Genesis Custom Sabers. I've been very excited to finally show you this. This is the latest in my limited series of Bane Legend sabers. This is number 16, and I've gone a little off script with this one. It's very subtle, but since the inception of the Bane design that I designed back in, 2008, 2009, there's only ever been a pristine clean version or a slightly weathered version. Well, as you know, if you follow my work, I've been really getting into authentically weathering and aging props. And I decided to use some of those techniques on this one, number 16, to try to achieve a different level of realism, of authenticity. My goal was to try to give it the feel and look of an old but well cared for saber. Something that a master would pull out of some ornate box sitting in his chambers and to present to his student, as is what happened if you've read Drew Karpyshyn's Bane novels. This one's ready to go up for auction. This is, of course, my Ashes font, available at saberfont.com along with all my other fonts. I love this font for this saber. It's just sinister, dark. I love the Sith voice in there. Anyways, I could play with this all day. I'm going to show you how to operate this saber. It is suitable for medium to light dueling. You can probably duel hard with it, but I'm not going to certify it for that because I'd hate to see someone go full on with somebody and damage their saber or the internals in some way. It's all shock-proofed. As you know, if you follow my work, I make my stuff so that you can use it. This will be going up for auction the first week of October on eBay, and that way the new owner will have a chance to pay for it and receive it in time for Halloween, in case you're going as Darth Bane, which would be very cool. I'd love to see pictures of that. All right, this video is going to serve as the operating instructions for the new owner, as well as run down some of the features of the saber. The saber will come with a stand like this. I'm right now waiting for some of the parts on the stand. So worst case scenario, it'll be shipped out at a later date, but it will be included with the auction. The way to operate this saber is to remove the kill key that covers the 2.1 millimeter recharge port. You don't want to lose that. It's nice aged brass. And then the saber activates. You can see a bit of the glow from the bargraph through the bone, kind of the heart of the beast. This saber will come with a one of my Plecter Pixel blade pumps. So when you activate the saber, you see a little bit of light illumination through the Pixel blade plug. That's, of course, the activation button. To remove the blade plug, you just release the blade retention screw and slide it out. These are fragile, so don't let that drop. And then to operate the saber, you can see the number 16 is actually stamped in this saber. You can get the supplied Plecter Pixel NPX-2 blade. Also comes with the auction. Tighten it down pretty good with the retention screw so it doesn't fly out, fly through someone's window. You can activate the saber with this button. And then, of course, this button is the blaster block, the lockout, and that also operates the menu. That's how to operate this saber. If you want to move, change the color, while it's on, you tap both buttons at the same time. And that puts you in spectrum mode, and then you rotate the saber, and you can just select whatever color you want. And when you're on your color, you can tap that button to select it, or you can hold the button, and that will go into the blade profiles. So I'm going to hold it. And now I'm in the blade profiles. At any point, I can tap it to select. If I rotate the saber again, go through all the different blade profiles. Select one that looks good for this saber. Tap it, and that's locked in, and it'll remember that when you come back to it and the next time around in the sound fonts. If you want to go into the menu to change the sound font when the saber's off, hold down the auxiliary button for a moment.
Sound bank selection.
And then you can go up through the fonts or down through the fonts. So up. It's got all my fonts on here, or you go back down.
Audio player, SD card, USB access.
So there's all kinds of different things in the menu. When you found the font you want, you just hold it down to select, and it'll fire up in that font. Now, to gain access to the internal of the sabers, I don't permit any of the saber to be taken apart for warranty purposes with the exception of this retention screw here and this screw here. Now, obviously, you don't want to lose those. This thumb screw just unscrews like that. You will need a flat head screwdriver to get this one. And I always work over like a table, someplace where you're not going to lose these screws, because I have to file these down to the precise fit. So that's a pretty precise screw in there. And then once you've got both screws removed, you can grip the back end of the saber almost like a pistol. And then you can grab the bone selection and just slide it back. And then you expose the crystal reveal. And of course that operates differently depending on what sound font you've got on. You can hear the resonance through the hole. It sounds differently. If you were to change color on the saber, the crystal matches the blade color that you select. So then whatever blade color you select, crystal is going to match that. Crystal animates. Bargraph in there animates. So as you can see, that's how the crystal pulses in standby. Couple of different settings. You can try through some of the fonts and it'll react a little differently. And of course you can, like with anything in the Crystal Focus version 10, you can program any of these settings to do any number of different things. You also are able to, you can see maybe right there, that is your Crystal Focus version 10, and that's the micro SD port there. So if you have the proper micro SD card or micro SD plug, you can plug it in to the saber, plug the USB into your computer, and then you can make changes to the saber that way. You can also remove the SD card quite simply. Put the kill key in, turns off power to the saber, and then you can just gently reach your finger in, and I don't know if you can see it, but if you hear it click, there's the SD card. A pair of micro or a little needle nose pliers, you can slide out that micro SD card, put that in your computer, make changes to the programming. You can kind of slide it back in, facing down so that the blank side of the card is up into the proper slot, click it back in, and it's ready to go. So that's how to operate this saber. When you want to close it back up again, hold it like a pistol grip and kind of work the bone carefully forward. It should slide nicely into that little groove there. The holes will line up and you can put in the thumb screw, put in the slotted screw, and then you're back to go. I don't really recommend or permit people to duel with the saber in this configuration because the bone can work around. This nylon plastic is very, very durable, feels and looks like bone, but it's best not to duel with the saber open like this. In order to duel with the saber, you would need to close it up and secure it with both screws, and that's the only way you can be permitted to duel with this saber, again, lightly or moderately, not heavy dueling. So that's this Bane 16 saber. Very excited about this one, and I know you will be too, should you be fortunate enough to win the auction. May the force be with you. So that's this saber. I hope the new owner is as excited about it as I am. If you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe to my channel and click that little bell thing so that you'll get notified whenever I come up with new videos. Thanks again for watching.